A very good morning to you. Welcome to Healthy Thursday on Family and Values on Galaxy Television, where we are reaching out for the stars. Today is the 23rd day in the month of January 2025. Very close to the end of the month. How has it been so far to you? Your health should be your priority. I remember one of our guests saying, while you're making your goals for this year, make health your number one goal. Because if you're not healthy, how do you pursue those dreams? Welcome to the show. I am Princess Joy Ayo. We are streaming live on Facebook, on our YouTube page, and you can download the Galaxy mobile app so that you watch us on the go. A big shout out to our Star Times family. You're doing great. Yes. If this is the first time you're seeing the show, Family and Value is a show that discusses everything that has to do with your family, my family, your relationship, the society, the values that have been lost that we are trying to ignite into the society, bringing sanity back to the society. The show runs Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And our Thursdays are strictly dedicated to health because we want a healthy family. You know, I'm not always in the studio alone. When I come looking all beautiful, you should know that I have someone right beside me giving me that elegant and radiating smile. Oh, dreamed up this morning. You know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about Mama Gen Z. Good morning.
You're not dreamed up.
But today I'm dreamed up.
A beautiful morning to you.
Good morning to
Like
you.
the sun, like the sun in the morning, just rise up and make sure that you're doing some positive for yourself. So, like the morning sun, you too shall rise and continue to shine. So, rise and shine, for your light is come and the glory of the Lord is risen upon you. A beautiful morning to you. My name is Olori Adejoke Adobe David. Thank God for the gift of life. My friends call me Olori AJ. So, we're going to have another wonderful time with ourselves today. Okay, I'm being reminded of my walk. So, how well have you walked this morning? Okay, from what distance to what distance? You don't need to run. Sometimes when you do the walk, it goes a long way. Just decide to come down from the bus stop if you have enough time at a stop, transit place, and just take a walk down to your place of work. It goes a long way. It's part of the keeping fit and knowing how healthy you have put your muscle, your joints, your ankles, and every part of your body to work. See you as we continue with the show.
Yes, see you as we continue with the show. This morning I have a birthday shout out to a friend, but do you have any?
Yes, so our one and only Dr. Emma Onyenoche.
Oh, that's true.
I was just going through our medical personnel, our guests on the show, and suddenly I said, voila. It's his birthday yesterday.
Oh,
so
yesterday. Happy birthday to
Emma
Doctor.
Onyenoche. As you had another year to not be the least for you.
Amen.
God will make many more fatness to be brought to your part and your work, your business, your endeavor, your family, your health, and your well-being. Have a splendid celebration.
Have a splendid celebration. Okay, this birthday shout out goes to my very own friend Vanessa. How we met is always a miracle to us. Happy birthday to you. Today she's 44 and she doesn't look it. Congratulations to you, sweet sis. Many more graceful years ahead. Okay, yes, today's conversation, well, it's very simple, but we are discussing health. Let's go on our mini feature. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, welcome back. Yes, today we are discussing changes in the adolescent boy. Changes in the adolescent boys. A lot of changes occur when you have a male child growing up. And something happened, I think sometime last week I was passing and all these young guys were just coming and the way I saw them, I was like, these are people that actually grew up and I knew how they were, but suddenly, they had more child, their voices became deep and, I was looking that, whoa, suddenly some people have grown. So if you have a male child, if you have a boy growing up, this conversation is for you. Because we try to balance our conversation here on the show. So changes in the adolescent boy. a lot of changes occur. Some of them move from a lighter voice to a deep voice, and then you see them having, a lot of them end up having bears, and puberty stage sets in. Just like one of our guests said, that when you have a male child that is bedwetting, don't demonize it. I still remember that word. He said, don't demonize it. Rather, put the child through that it is a change that occurs in their system. A lot of them don't even understand what happens that period. They just feel like it's not like the girl child that we start gathering, pampering, but for the boys, you're just trying to, they are boys. Any boys will always be boys. So you let them be that way, and they grow up having all those changes. And if care is not taken, they seek answers from the wrong people, which end up not being too good, because most of them, when they realize that it's puberty, a lot of them have been abused. A lot of them have tried looking for beers when it's not. I remember then a cousin of mine, we use aftershave just to apply it and say, I want to have beers. And now he has so much to deal with, Those are all the changes that occur. But how well do we know the changes that occur in the lives of adolescent boys? That's going to be our conversation here on the show while we wait for our guest to join us dissect this conversation very well, because it's Thursday and our medical teams know how to do justice to the topic. Okay. Well, for those of us that still have younger boys growing up, we are beginning to observe a few things, and we are trying to understand what is happening, how is it going. But we have people that had grown up already into men, so they will share their experience. At least we know that Mama Gen Z has passed through that stage of changes of the adolescent boy. So how was it like in that stage?
How was it like? How is it for this day? I didn't have much problem handling that. I grew up among guys. My mom had girls. So I believe it's just a matter of natural understanding and trying to be up to date with them, try to be a friend, try to understand them, don't neglect them. Yes, maybe just one. But don't take your eyes off them. It helps them.
Okay.
It helps them when they have those changes, those transformations. It will be easy for them to be able to reach out to you. Reach out to your mommy. I don't know, this and this is what I'm seeing. What do you think? Mommy, when can I have a girlfriend? Have you ever asked that before?
Yeah. You did.
I did. And it was such an over.
How did you take that question, walking us and say, Mommy, when can I have it?
Thank God for this beautiful profession. It's a beautiful one, because you can always bring your life to reality. It's just like when you have the pastors, the imams, and the clergies, they are not the best teacher. Even your lecturer will not be the best teacher. He doesn't have anything to relate his life with. Whatever it is supposed to be presenting or be lecturing you on. And so, experience they say is the best teacher. I have to use the question as a teaser on the red carpet. I use it as a teaser on the red carpet. When do you think a 14-year-old or 12-year-old can have a girlfriend? So, I don't know. I don't know what brought about that, but he just asked, Mommy, when can I have a girlfriend? And I'm like, wow, at 14? Okay, let's go. And I was asking. I remember me then. She was one of the people I questioned, Change Your Baby Face, and some of them like that. And I remember Mom is very well, because she was very funny for a reality person. She said, you need to let that child know, say, the thing where out of the Sudan they see. Even if a child carry 20 ladders, they will see and go pay. So you need to let the child understand that it's good for you to have a girlfriend. And even if maybe you're seeing your friends having one, you have to put yourself in check to know what is the realistic meaning of having a girlfriend.
Why do I need one?
What are those things I need to? I remember goes well. So many of them went on like that. Why not start, just to be, it's just friends. They are not going to be having anything.
Yeah, it's always starting
And
with
you're
just
like, what if
friends.
something happened and something
Mm.
happened? You said, then we need to caution such a child. You need to bring them to reality. You need to understand them. But when these transformations start coming, when they try to notice or walk in the path of the elders, what they see the adults do,
Mm.
oh, daddy and mommy, yeah, I can have a girlfriend. So they will be visualizing or imagining it that one day that my girlfriend will become my wife.
Mm.
That's the way they see it. That's the way they understand it. So in the area of the transformation also, the same thing applies to them. Like our guest, Papa for the Boys said on Tuesday last week, he said it. He said, even if you're a single parent, a single mother, whether a single mother or a single father, look for that particular sex
Like
person,
missing.
the same sex person that can help to guide. If he's a boy, look for a man that the boy will respect, to see like a father figure, who is also a responsible father figure. I would say father, don't just pick anybody on the street.
Responsible father figure.
Someone who is responsible, someone who is articulate, someone who is still, someone who is organized, someone you can, the boy can see and say, wow, this is a role model. I can begin to prepare my life with this, kind of person, the process that is going. So it goes a long way when this transformation comes, because as a woman, you cannot, deliver everything. Rather want to, talk with a fellow man who will help them. So I look forward to some of my friends who I respect so much, who are older than me in the profession, in my profession, you understand, to help in that regard. Okay, one thing is you have your father to help you. And when the father figure is not there available, then you look for a father figure for that child. You can seek help for. You understand? It happens. Whether you're a nurse, whether you are
I think for me, I remember David waking up one morning and asking me, "Mom, why do I always have erection? Anytime I wake up, I'll just see my penis shooting out." And I looked at him like this. And I told him, I told him, I said, it's natural. It's the way God created it. It shows a man. That's what everybody will say. It shows a man.
But you don't end it
there. But I didn't end it there. Yeah, I had to now take him to someone who now tutored him and told him reasons why. Because I didn't see myself giving detailed explanation.
Yeah, so that's what they would need.
Yes, and suddenly he's having pubic hair growing, and every time he's asking questions, I'll say, "Hello, this is the person you should direct your questions to," because I'm not in that position to actually give you an answer to that problem you're looking at. Because for me, it's easier to relate with when it's the same sex with you. But when it's the opposite sex, and again, with era that these children, they ask too many questions.
Yeah,
too many questions. I remember one day he was saying, "Mommy, at what stage will my voice start getting deep?" I'm like, then he was not even up to 8, not now that December. I said, "Why are you asking that?"
Because you need to know.
He said, "I want to."
I noticed from some of his classmates who are older than him.
Yeah, he actually has a 10-year-old friend that is in a higher grade, and he said, "Mommy, anytime he's talking, his voice is always."
So he's seen all those signs, and he knows very soon it will get to him.
It will get to him.
He had always been talking with this particular person. His voice was never like this. Now his voice has changed, and he's like, so. And maybe they must have spoken to that an extent now, like.
But does those changes come with any emotional challenges to the kids, or do they feel bad, or they feel sad? Is there something? Because I remember then when I started my cycle,
if they don't
it comes down with a lot
of. If they don't have the right answers, they're bound to go into themselves, and you will not be helping them. If they don't have the right answers, Like I remember when I was growing up, that some questions you ask, you say kabukaso. What is kabukaso? My mama used that thing, carry me for head, no be small. Kabukaso. You now be looking for kabukaso. You don't know what kabukaso
What is
I
kabukazo?
don't know. I don't know how she got it. When you ask certain questions, say kabukaso. You know, those days our parents, try to cover so many things from us. They hide so many things because they believe if we know, like the generations of now,
Yeah.
we take some steps or decisions, make some mistakes, terrible ones. That was their intention. Or maybe you are not even old enough to know. That's what they feel. But really, if such a child does not get the right answers at the right time, the way he or she deserve knowledge, then there will be trouble. You see such child going into himself or herself. That's one. Two, you see such child seeking answers elsewhere, looking out to people that, in short, you least expect your child to go to. And because those ones are psychophants, they want to take advantage. They want to tread in their innocence. They want to take advantage of their innocence. I mean, they will lead them in the wrong direction. So we need to be very careful how and the way we present this understanding and this explanation to these children whenever they come to you. If you don't have the answers, please seek advice from counselors, professionals. It may not even cost you. It may not cost you because it's an advantage for them to have such and prepare such a child for whatever the child needs to understand or need to know. So we don't allow them to go into themselves because when they go into themselves, it means that you are not capable as
of handling
of handling them or even knowing who they are. But when they see you, okay, my dear, you know what? We have an appointment with so person today. Just prepare yourself. You know this. Just prepare their mind. This person will make it look like it's as simple as.
But I feel like at that stage, boys don't want to talk because they are seeing the changes. They are hiding it.
No, it's because you are far away from them. That's why some of them will not want to talk. Like I told you, I gave you my example. For you to have asked me,
when do I want to
have a girlfriend at the age of 14? You understand? It goes a long way for him to like. His friends may have been discussing and it's a boys and girls school. So they must have been discussing and been having this chit chat. And he's not like, if I the kind of parent, the kind of home I come from, it's better I ask this woman before she see the other side of me and I get into her. So your child will have that fear. You understand that my mom will never, accept this. But because there's this relationship between you and your son or your daughter, you understand, it will come to you. It will come to you.
All right, let's go and play our mini feature again because our guest is here to have this conversation with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Come back. Yes, we are discussing the changes in adolescent boys. Had gone a part of giving our own different experiences, and here we have our guest in the studio with us. Good morning. Well, happy New Year. So good to have you here. So we have Adeleke. I can't pronounce the middle name, but I know it's Adeleke. Please introduce yourself. That one sounds like Chinese name.
It's Senakmo Elizabeth Adeleke.
Okay, Senakmo. Welcome, ma. Good to have you. Okay, ma. Changes in adolescent boys. What are the most common changes in adolescent boys that that cuts across all ages? What are those common changes?
Common changes varies, but starting from the voice, their voice will change because their vocal cord will be enlarged. Then concerning the hair of the body, some of them start growing hair on their armpits and underneath. There's elongation of the penis. There are ejaculations in some cases that we call it a wet dream or dream wet. So they have this ego that I'm a boy, I'm a grown-up boy. They want to do things the way adults are acting. So at that stage, their emotions differs. Some will have they will be quiet, and some they will be lousy. So at that time, the moral and values need to be inculcated into them.
Okay, so how can parents help to prepare these boys to get to understand the stage and the time that they have found themselves?
They need more love, more care, more understanding. The parents too, they must understand themselves so that they can help the children. At this time, they have groups, friends will be talking to them, but their parents need to be their confidant at this moment so that they will not be misled by friends or peer group.
Not be misled. What are the common emotional challenges? Like I was asking before you came, I said, are there emotional challenges that come with transiting from that baby where suddenly, yes, you're now in puberty stage, and some of them it just comes, they are not prepared for it. Somehow it just comes. What are those emotional challenges that comes with it?
There are some challenges that come with it. Like for instance, I had a grandchild that came to me on Sunday. Said, "Grandma, my breast is paining me." I said, I now palpated the side. I said, "Oh, it's going through this song." So I said, I put him down, explained to him, said, "My dear, it's not a challenge.
A boy will be having breast pain."
Yes. There will
For
be,
real?
yes.
Wow.
They do.
Okay.
You know what happens to A may not happen to B. So our developmental growth differs. And don't forget, we have a family heritage. Some, they will go smoothly, and some, they will have one thing or the other that they will be going through. So at that moment, you need to understand them. You don't need to shout on them. You need to show more love. Give them a listening here, so that they will be able to pour out their mind, and then you will be able to help them out.
Okay, we've been talking with Assistant Director of Nursing Services, Madam. She's actually Pastor's Bible. Yes. So I'll call her Business Pastor. Okay, so I want to ask, what is the effect of peer pressure on these adolescents when they get to that stage? What are those things that parents should look out for because of the peer pressure?
Yes, the morals they put up, the values. Some people, this is the time that lifestyle must be watched. So most of them these days, because of internet, they are much on the phone. So you need to watch the children closely, be nearer to them, be their friend, so that, and you ask them questions. Some may have told them that, like for instance, I had a lady being told that virginity, if you keep it for long, it's not good, that you have pain, you have this. So all those things, even it can happen to boys as well.
Yeah.
So you need to be more closer to the boys. All of them.
What about, before you go on, before I forget this, what you said now, just take this off my memory. And I remember there was a time when we were growing up, said when a boy starts having tummy ache, it's because he's still a virgin and he has not made it. How true is that?
It's not true.
What causes it? And I also have another question. There was a time I have a young boy who was having one of, I think the testicles was all holding, and he was having tummy ache, and the testicle was also, pains from the testicle. We cannot even touch it. What could have prompted that?
That could have been a urinary tract infection. It's not as a result of not having sex. These boys, they use toilet anyhow, they wee anyhow. So it may be their personal hygiene is very low. And if this happens, infection comes in. Like a boy using boxer for a week without changing, all those things. And you expect life to go on like that. No, you understand, ma?
Yeah.
So personal hygiene needs to be put in place, both environmental and then inward. What you eat, the way you dress, you understand, the way you keep your body. You bathe in the morning, in the evening when you are back going to bed, you eat. And so all these things, they just, I'm a boy, John. No matter, let me just go and sleep. No, girls are more careful, but boys, they can wear anywhere, they can do anything anyhow. So that boy may be going through a urinary tract infection that needs to be dealt with. Not that because he doesn't have sex. No. We should not have that mentality.
Now, what are the stages of changes in a boy's life from, let's say, age 5 to get to 19? Physical stages, age by age. Because I have an 8-year-old boy, like I was sharing. One day he woke up and his penis was erecting, and he asked me, "Mommy, why am I having erection?" I said, "Well, it's natural." And then suddenly I started seeing puberty hair, and it starts with brownish, but this one is black and it's 8. And I'm looking,
It's brown.
I've been examining the boy.
She's a mother.
And I'm looking at him like, and his armpit the hair is black. I'm like, okay, you're just 8 though. What is happening to you? So what are those stages?
Don't forget that you nourish the boy very well. It starts depending on the way we bring up a child. Sometimes when you see some children, they grow better than themselves, depending on their family background and the education of the parents. You cannot imagine a well-educated man neglecting the child, not feeding the child regularly, not caring for the child, changing of diaper until you are being told to, no. You understand? That's why the need to attend antenatal clinic is there. Very, very important. So the child can start puberty depending. Your own start early, some may start very late. And we have 3 stages of adolescence.
Okay.
We have early, we have middle, and we have late. The early starts with the book of thought is 11 to 14. The middle one starts from 15 to 19. And the late starts from 19. The middle is 15 to 17. While the late one starts from 17 to 21. But some school of thought say 25. So, may our children not be part of the
the consequences if they are late, Is there anything you need to worry about?
There is a setback. Their cognitive stage will be affected. And that's why you see some men, they are more matured than the other. Some women, I don't care attitude. So they are now trying to come in gradually, slow development.
So it's better the
slow
early
development
and the middle.
The early and the middle. Okay, now I want to ask this question. A guest was talking about that we should not demoralize bedwetting. How do you deal with an adolescent boy that is suddenly found himself bedwetting? And it's not been there. He just wakes up and he sees them smell with spam. Someone will not even tell you, they'll wrap this thing. I remember them, my brothers, they'll wrap it behind. They won't even say it.
They will be ashamed of, initially they will be ashamed, but you need to let them know the reason is part of their physical development. And then they should not, because of that, start messing themselves up. So they need to apply cleanliness when such happens, and note not to be frequent, not to be ejaculating frequently.
Okay, so when there's a frequent, that means there's another something is
wrong. There's no caution. If there's no caution, you cannot put yourself. Something is wrong. So medically, the boy will need to be examined by
medical person.
Thank you so much, Mama. The final advice to our viewers at home, because it came in a bit late.
Yes, ma'am.
So we've been expecting to hear more of this, but because our time is spent, maybe there will be another time. Daddy will bring you early. Daddy, thank you for bringing me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. So your final advice to our viewers out there as they are waiting to hear from you.
We need to be more conscious in training our children, not to be shin down on them. Let them, give them listening ears, pray more for them, show more love. And you need to watch their movements. The time they spend much on phone, reduce it. Because this phone is causing a lot of things in a dangerous way. God will help us.
God will help us.
Our family in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Okay. I wanted to ask you many questions, but unfortunately, because of our time, I'm sure if you have a question relating to this topic, please send it to the number 08023036856. 0802336. Send that text message. Whether you have a young boy or a teenage boy going into masturbation, bedwetting, there are ways and things you can do, or early ejaculation or continuous ejaculation. There are things you have to do medically, and we have our professionals who can always find answers and help you in this regard. And also those who are bedwetting, there are things you need to do. Maybe it's late, maybe it takes too much water, it plays too late and too much as well. You know, sometimes even as children, have we before?
Let's not everybody that has gone through
when I was young. And you know, sometimes you have played and I forgot that it's time for you to stand up from your bed. You think you are still playing. You are I just back yourself up. So please, let's be friendly to our children. Let's love them. Let's pamper them. Let's do what parents need to do.
And pray for them.
They need that prayer more. In everything, they need it.
They need the Lord.
You guide them, you need the prayer. Because God created them. There's nothing you can all you see go back. On that note, wish you the very best of today.
Hey, you've heard it. Well, for those that still have younger boys growing up, it's important to take note of the changes one after the other. It's not the time to neglect them. It's time to look out for them. When they wake up in the morning, go to the bed, check around what happened. Yes, their boxers, pick it up, change it for them. It will help them understand. Thank you very much to our guests that came in, and at least you helped us, give us a light of what we are talking about.